welcome back to Tootie's Kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking together. I have a really big sweet tooth right now, and so we're going to be making some miniature apple pies. We're going to do that by using this cool little tool. It's a little crimper. You can use it to make those little pot stickers or in this case apple turnovers, which is what we're going to do, and whatever else you can think of. Like I said, have a really big sweet tooth, so I really want to try to make these. I've only ever made apple pies. I've never made them miniature size, so I'm really excited to do this and to try this and see how it turns out. I see this all over the place, people doing these little miniature things, and it seems really interesting. So we're going to try it today and see what we can come up with. So join me down here and we'll get started. Okay, so I have all of my ingredients here. We're going to do just 4 apples. You can probably do as many as you want to do. I've got brown sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, allspice, butter, my little knives and gadgets and tools that we're going to do to use this. I also have Pillsbury Doughboy pie crust in the refrigerator. If you want to make your own pie crust from scratch, go for it. I just decided to cheat a little bit today because I can. It's really about it. I've never been really good at making pie crust. Sometimes I do it really good and other times it's a complete mess. So I decided for this video I would just cheat and use that. So obviously you start off by peeling and coring your apples. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we have sliced and diced and peeled all these apples. Again, I started with 4, and you want to do Granny Smith apples. You don't want to do any other kind of apple. You want them to be tart. You don't want to do the Golden Delicious because they don't have the tartness to them, just like you would in an apple pie. You want that bite. It just makes the apple pie much better in the very end. Of course, you don't have to use just a knife. You can use a peeler if you aren't quite as skilled. I've been slicing and dicing apples for a very long time in my life now. And if you think it's going to take you a while to do this, as y'all probably know, apples do turn brown if they're exposed to air for too long. So you can go ahead and soak them in some water and lemon juice. Anything with a little bit of acid, just make sure that you rinse the lemon juice off before you put them in the pan so you don't have some weird mixture of apple and lemon juice pie later, which might be delicious. Who knows? I did not use a core. You can use a core. There's nothing against it. I just wanted my ends to be flat so that I could easily dice them later. Sometimes when you do the core and you get those slices, they're harder to dice, harder to handle, so I just sliced my apples. So there's my logic behind that. Take it with what you want. So now we're going to add, I'm going to put my trash over here. Now we're going to add our ingredients. So I have a 1/4 cup of water in the bottom of this. We're then going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I use brown sugar for this part, not regular sugar, because I just do. I like it. I like the caramelization. And actually, I lied to you. I'm going to do a 1/2 cup for these 4 apples. I will make sure, which you guys have probably already seen, so sorry. I'll make sure to post all the ingredients somewhere in this video so that you guys can see them with them all listed if you ever want to do this for yourself. I'm really bad at measuring stuff. I tend to just do it, but I'll make sure that you guys have like 1/4 pound of this or whatever. Then I'm going to add my cinnamon. This is about a 1/2 teaspoon. A little bit of vanilla, if I can get it open. This is again about 1/2 teaspoon. And a little allspice. When I say a little, I mean a little. Like, a 1/4 of a teaspoon worth of allspice, because this crap is strong. So I'm actually putting it in my hand first and then putting in there, so make sure your hands are clean. And a little butter. You can use, I use country crock because it's what I was raised on, honestly. I have no other reason. Sometimes I do get the actual real butter, but this is margarine. Just what I grew up on. Don't judge me for it. So we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of margarine. If you guys can't get the theme here, everything's about a 1/4 cup today, apparently. Who knew? Obviously, if you're going to do more than 4 apples, you would increase this measurement. But we're only doing 4 because I'm only cooking for 2. There's only 2 of us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on high until it starts to simmer, and then we're going to put it on medium heat until the apples get nice and soft. I will bring you guys a good look at it when it's done so you guys can see what it looks like. It'll probably take between 10 and 15 minutes on a simmer to get to the consistency that you want it to be. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we've let it cook, and from the time I put it on the stove to the time I took it off, it was exactly 10 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Ooh, smell it, smell it. And I have tasted it, and to me, this is so good. I can't even explain to you how good it is. So I'll make sure again to put those measurements maybe like here. Ta-da! Anyways, so what we're going to do is if you were making a pie, you would pretty much just take all of this, dump it into the pie shell, put the pie in the oven, and call it fantastic. However, we're not making a pie. We're making little tarts. So we're going to put this on the side. I don't want all the juice, all right? Also, this is the time you want to preheat your oven, okay? So remember to preheat your oven. I have my oven at 400 degrees when I'm doing this because I don't want my dough to get soggy in the oven. So 400 degrees, start preheating it right now. I have taken off the stove. I've actually put it in the freezer to let it cool because you don't want to do this hot, otherwise you'll just pre-cook the dough and that's not what you want. So this is completely cooled down now. And I've cut the dough in different sizes because I was just trying a couple things. And what we're going to do is the leftovers that you have, you're going to put to the side because we'll roll it out and we'll use them again. So I've got the dough. I'm going to put it in that pocket. And I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm going to put a little bit of this right in the middle, like that. And then you just close it. And you push down really hard, and it takes all the extra away just like that. You open it up, and ta-da! You have a cute little apple turnover. So, we're going to put these on a pan. We're going to spray the pan with some handy dandy pan. And that's just to my side there. I'll show you it when we got it all done and good to go. So at this point, we're going to just keep cutting, putting it in here, putting a spoonful in it. It's a very difficult process, guys. I don't think you guys can get through this. Smushing it together, taking the excess off, putting the excess to the side, opening it up, taking it off, putting it on the pan. Ta-da! I'm going to go ahead and do all of these, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with them at the very end. Side note, it's very important that you don't put any more than a spoonful in there because otherwise the dough will break and you'll have a big, huge mess at the very end, and you don't really want that. So, I will be back. Okay, so I have rolled out all the dough, stuffed all my little turnovers, and this is what I've got. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 18? 18? Yeah. So, 16. 16. Wow, I need to go back to school. Oh well, spelling and math. Don't ask me. Anyways, this has made this many amount of turnovers, and I actually had a little bit more dough left, but I was working with it too much and it started to get real tough, so I kind of stopped. I could have done 3 apples worth because I have a little bit left, which actually is just really good, so I'll probably put it in a compote or something later. So you can have that. This used all 2 of the pie crusts. Important note, when I was rolling out the extra dough, I did not use flour because with this dough, I don't really need the flour, but if you're making your dough by hand, you'll need the extra flour to roll it out. But this dough, the way that it's made, it's not very sticky, so it didn't need the extra help on it. All right, so what I've got now is I'm just going to take a little bit of this sugar water that's left in the container, and I'm going to just put a little bit over the tops of these. And I bet you can guess what we're going to do with them next. I got a little cinnamon sugar to the side. And we're going to put a little cinnamon sugar on the top. And then we're going to put them in the oven. And my oven's been preheating this whole time. So that's fantastic. So cinnamon sugar, we're just going to sprinkle on the top. So excited about this. And you can use eggs, you can use water, you can use whatever you want. You can use butter on the top if you want. Butter will make them a little crispier, but I wanted the juice, mainly because I had so much of it left, and it smells and tastes so good. Just a little infusion of extra juice never hurt anybody. Just sprinkle these on the top, and we're going to put them in the oven, and I will show you guys what they look like when they're done. 15 to 20 minutes later, depending on your oven, you have little apple turnovers. They're so cute. And a few of them did pop, like this one over here popped, because that was the one that I rolled out, and a few of them I rolled them out a little too thin, and if you do that, that's what will happen. So this is what you got. They smell so good. So I hope you guys try this at home. If you have a party or something, these are really cute to serve. They're really good. They're cinnamon, sugar, and apple. You can't really go wrong. They're like a little miniature apple pie right in front of you. So thank you for visiting 2D's Kitchen. I hope you guys had a great time, and I'll see you guys next time.